This quarter, you'll be learning how to assemble a video. Now, the job of the video editor might seem secondary to the vision of the director or the screenwriter, but it's the editor's primary responsibility to create a story from the audio and video elements. In a perfect world, the editor would follow the script's step-by-step directions like assembling a bookshelf from IKEA. But even well-planned videos go wrong. Scenes don't get shot, audio is unusable, footage is too shaky or too short or too dark. And still, the editor must tell the story.
Okay, let's try this. You do it in one take, they'll give you a $150 raise.
Your very first task is to look at all of the footage and log it.
I'll give you action.
Logging means writing down what the footage is and commenting on how useful it might be. There's a lot of footage for your final project, so take your time and make good notes. It will save you a lot of time during the editing process. You'll want to log the shot in certain specific categories: wide shot, medium shot, close-up, pan, or zoom. An extreme wide shot helps establish where we are and often is used to begin the video or a new section of video. Wide shots show most of the important elements in relationship to one another. Occasionally, the editor might return to a wide shot after cutting together several tighter shots to remind the viewer what they're looking at. Medium shots generally follow the opening wide shot, showing more detail or revealing different parts of the scene. Two shots are just wide enough to show two people. Close-ups are reserved for the most important content, things we want the audience to see clearly. Extreme close-ups are used to show important detail. And pan shots, in which the camera moves horizontally to show us more of a subject, helps the audience understand where everything is in relationship to other elements of the scene. As I just said, wide shots are often used to begin a documentary, so the audience knows where the story is going to happen. Here's an example.
Is something missing in your life? Maybe it's time to head to the mall. The North American Suburban Shopping Center was created to embody the best that life can offer.
But just as often, documentaries can begin on a close-up. In this case, the editor wants to capture the viewer's attention and make them wonder what's going on. Here's an example from one of my own documentaries.
They've lost everything. They've lost their surroundings, all their little mementos, gifts from their children, pictures, gadgets that they bought, their neighbors, their spouse, their friends, their children. I always feel half ill when they come in. I know they feel badly, and I do too. Compassion, I suppose.
And sometimes the documentary opens with a medium shot of a person, often the narrator, who will be telling the story.
Almost everything of importance in our lives, the clothes we wear, the food we eat, the transportation we take, even the tools we use to communicate, can be traced right back here to the water's edge. Life began here, of course, but it's here where major civilizations developed. All civilizations need raw materials to grow. And even the earliest cultures had material needs that local agriculture and manufacturing couldn't meet.
So, how do you know how to edit a video? Well, first, it depends upon the story. A story with a broad scope, a story of a war or a treasure hunt or a national monument, will often begin with a wide establishing shot. A more intimate story, a more personal story, will often begin up close, letting us see and learn about the subject before providing the context for the rest of the story. You might even begin a documentary at the very end, the Titanic sinking, for example, before going back to see how it all began.